Most people think emotional strength is about feeling less. It's not. Emotional mastery is about feeling everything, fully, without being controlled by what you feel. Because when a man cannot regulate his emotions, he becomes a slave to every single moment. But when a man learns emotional command, he becomes unshakable. Let us step into the next stage of your ascension. There are two kinds of storms in your life. There are the storms around you, and there's the storm inside you. One of these you cannot control. The other you must control. Here is the truth that no one teaches you. Your emotions are not the enemy, they are signals. They're like dashboard lights in your car, telling you what needs attention. But when you let the signal become the driver, your entire life derails. Think about it. Every weak decision you have ever made came from an emotional impulse. Every single mistake you regret, every word you wish you could take back, came from a moment you weren't in command of yourself. Every lost opportunity, every chance you let slip through your fingers, came from emotional noise drowning out your clarity. You don't need fewer emotions. You need leadership over them. You need to become the commander of your inner world. There's a classic story of a young samurai who asked his wise old master, "Master, why do you never get angry? Why are you never overwhelmed or afraid?" The master paused, looked at the young warrior, and replied, "I feel all of these things. I feel anger, I feel fear, I feel overwhelm, just like you. But I learned long ago that a man who cannot control his emotions is a weapon pointing at his own life." Then he said something even deeper, something that cuts to the core of true strength. Emotion is wind. I am the mountain. That is emotional mastery. Not the absence of feeling, but the unwavering presence in the face of it. The wind can howl, it can rage, it can try to push you over, but the mountain remains. It feels the wind, but it is not moved by it. Modern neuroscience actually confirms this ancient wisdom. Your brain is wired to create emotion before it creates logic. This is a survival mechanism. It means that fear happens before clarity. Stress happens before strategy. Anger happens before reasoning. Insecurity happens before confidence. This is the default setting for the human mind. So unless you actively train emotional leadership, your life will inevitably become a series of knee-jerk reactions instead of intentional, powerful decisions. You'll be constantly pushed around by your moods and the events of the day. But when you learn to master your emotional state, you activate the highest regions of your brain, the prefrontal cortex. This is the CEO of your mind. Activating this part of your brain gives you everything you need to build the life you want. It gives you control. It gives you clear, sharp thinking. It unlocks your ability to make smart, long-term decisions instead of chasing short-term gratification. It grants you profound emotional stability and a grounded magnetic presence. You become the calm within the chaos. You become the eye of the storm. So how do we do this? How do we build this unshakable inner mountain? It starts with what I call the 4 laws of emotional mastery. The first law is to name the emotion. If you can name it, you can lead it. The simple act of pausing and asking yourself, what am I feeling right now? Is this fear? Is this frustration? Is this insecurity? Is it disappointment? This act of labeling brings immediate clarity. It cuts through the dense emotional fog and gives you a handle on what is happening inside you. Instead of a vague, overwhelming feeling of bad, you now have something specific you can work with. The second law is to separate feeling from identity. This is crucial. You are feeling anger. You are not anger itself. You feel fear. You are not a fearful person. You feel sadness. You are not a sad person. Emotions are temporary visitors. They come, they deliver their message, and they pass. Your core identity remains. When you say, "I am angry," you fuse your identity with a fleeting emotion. But when you say, "I feel anger," you create space. You are the observer of the feeling, not the feeling itself. The third law is to respond, don't react. Reacting is an emotional reflex. It's the instant, unconscious impulse to lash out, to shut down, or to run away. Responding, on the other hand, is an act of emotional leadership. It involves a pause, a moment of conscious choice between the stimulus and your action. A sovereign man chooses his response. He doesn't let his buttons get pushed. He decides how he will show up, regardless of how he feels. And the fourth law is to return to center. Your center is that quiet, stable place within you where emotion doesn't overpower reason. It's your core. It's the mountain. You can find this center through your breath, by focusing on your physical body, or by connecting with your purpose. No matter how wild the storm gets, you must always have a path back to this centered state. It is the anchor of ascended masculinity. I want you to repeat this with me now. Not just with your words, but with your entire presence. Feel the truth in these statements. My emotions do not command me. I command my emotions. I am not controlled by stress. I am not ruled by fear. I am not led by impulses. I stand steady. I stay centered. I lead myself with clarity. I am the mountain and emotions are only weather. I remain unshaken. Do you feel the shift? That is the feeling of sovereignty. Emotional mastery is not about suppressing what you feel. It's about sovereignty over what you feel. It is the art of staying calm and clear in situations that make other people collapse. It is the strength of staying grounded when life itself tries to pull you into chaos. And most importantly, it is the power of choosing action that is aligned with your mission, not with your passing mood. This is the foundation. This is what ascended men learn to master. And in our next episode, we will go even deeper. We will enter the realm of episode 3, Identity Gravity, why you always return to who you believe you are. Your ascension continues. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next step on this journey.